Welcome to Politics NY with Sky. Schneps Media is asking each candidate running for New York City office this year 3 questions in 3 minutes as part of a fun Candid with the Candidates interview series. And right now I'm with Mariya Markh. She's running for New York City Council District 48, that's in South Brooklyn. So let's get to know her a little bit. And Mariya, tell us why you're running this year.
Sure. My name is Mariya Markh. I'm running because I know this community. I love this community. I've lived in this community. And right now, this community, as well as everything else in the city and the country and the world, is really suffering because of the pandemic. There needs to be some really strong leadership, people with experience. I've worked in the council for over 8 years. I worked for the city for over a decade. I may look very, very young, but I've already gotten paperwork that part of my pension is already, vested. So I really love this job. I've done a little bit of everything in the city council, legislation, budget things, events, scheduling, and most importantly, constituent services, which I think is the core of any council office. And so that's why I'm here.
Working for the current council member in his office, or?
No, so I have worked for the current council member. I also worked for other council members in the past, Lou Fiddler. I've worked for Alan Maisel. Right now, I am just a candidate. I did work for the administration after I worked for the city council for just under 2 years. And it was a lot of work, but we do what we need to do to help the city become better.
Right. So Mariya, it's a competitive race this year. So is there one particular aspect of your candidacy that you think outshines the other candidates who are competing for the 48th district?
Absolutely. I am the only one that's really worked in the city council, and I've done a little bit of everything and a lot of things too. There is definitely a need for people that have institutional knowledge. We're coming into a council that's, if everybody wins their re-election that is able to, it's going to be 2/3 of the council is going to be brand new. We've got a new mayor, a new comptroller, new borough president, a little bit of everything is going to be new. And so it's very important that we have those folks that know how these things are run, that know how city agencies are supposed to respond and what their roles are and what the role of a city council member is.
Right. So now, the politics and government aside, Mariya, tell us something fun or interesting about yourself that maybe people don't know about you.
I think the one thing a lot of folks know about the family and my husband and my daughter, who's 3 and all over the place. But I think one of the things people might not know is, although I did work for the city for a long time, I started working for the city technically when I was in high school, when I worked in Coney Island Hospital. But at one point I used to work for comedy clubs, and I loved that so much. I got to make people laugh, and there's no better joy in the world than making people laugh. So
do you have any quick joke you want to tell us?
Okay, so my favorite joke, it's not one that I wrote, but it is my favorite joke in the whole wide world. It's 2 muffins are in an oven. One muffin says, "Boy, it's hot in here," and the second oven says, "Talking muffin." I love that joke. It actually was, and this is on a more serious note, I had a regular constituent who called the office when I was working for a council member, and he had threatened to really hurt himself. And I had someone call 911, and I stayed on the phone with him, and I decided, you know what, let me keep him talking, keep him distracted. So I just started telling jokes, and that was the first joke that I told him, and he started to feel a little bit better. And then the paramedics got to him, and they took it from there. And thank goodness he's well, he's alive and well. And it's always taking that humor and trying to, obviously there's a time and a place for things, but sometimes you just want to get somebody to feel a little bit more comfortable. And I think humor is key to that.
Right. Wow. Great story. Thank you, Mariya
Thank
Markh.
you.
Thank you for being part of Schneps Media's 3 questions in 3 minutes. And I'm Sky with Politics NY.